Have you ever noticed how time plays tricks on you? It's a curious phenomenon that we all experience at some point in our lives. Sometimes it feels like the minutes drag on endlessly, while at other times hours fly by in the blink of an eye. In the mundane moments of daily life, it slips through our fingers like grains of sand. We often find ourselves lost in the monotony of routine, barely noticing the passage of time. The clock ticks away steadily, but our minds are elsewhere, preoccupied with thoughts and tasks. Yet, in situations of high stakes or intense engagement, time warps, stretching and compressing in ways that defy our understanding. When we're deeply focused on a task or caught up in a moment of excitement, time seems to bend to our will, either slowing down or speeding up. Imagine this: you're facing a sudden danger, your heart races, adrenaline surges through your veins, and every second feels like an eternity. A car screeches around the corner, veering towards you. In that split second, your senses are heightened, and your perception of time slows down dramatically. In that heart-stopping moment, time seems to slow to a crawl. You can almost count the milliseconds as they pass, each one stretching out longer than the last. You see the driver's terrified face, the glint of sunlight on the windshield, details that seem impossible to process in such a fleeting instant. It's as if your brain has switched to a higher gear, allowing you to take in every nuance of the scene. Or perhaps you've been so engrossed in a captivating book that hours melt away unnoticed. The story pulls you in and you lose track of time, completely absorbed in the world of the characters. You look up from the page, startled to realize how much time has passed. What felt like mere minutes was actually hours, and you're left wondering where the time went. These are the mysteries of time perception, moments when our subjective experience of time diverges dramatically from the steady tick-tock of the clock. It's a fascinating aspect of human cognition that scientists are still trying to fully understand. How can something so constant and measurable feel so fluid and subjective? The answer lies in the complex interplay between our brain's perception and the external world. The answer lies not in the stars or atomic clocks, but within the intricate circuitry of our own brains. Our perception of time is influenced by a myriad of factors, including our emotions, attention, and the context of the situation. Time, as we experience it, is not a rigid construct, but a malleable perception, shaped by our emotions, attention, and the very fabric of our consciousness. It's a reminder that our experience of reality is deeply personal and subjective, influenced by the inner workings of our minds. Even in our everyday lives, time plays tricks on us. It can be a relentless taskmaster pushing us forward, or a gentle companion, allowing us to savor each moment. The way we perceive time is deeply influenced by our emotions and activities. Remember those childhood car rides that stretched on forever? The endless highways, the monotonous scenery, and the constant question, are we there yet? The minutes crawled by as we fidgeted in our seats, desperate for the journey to end. Each tick of the clock seemed to mock our impatience, making the trip feel like an eternity. Boredom, it seems, has the power to stretch time, making every second feel like an eternity. The slow drip of sand in an hourglass, the sluggish movement of clock hands, these are the symbols of our restless waiting. But time can also fly by in a blink. When we're surrounded by joy and laughter, the hours seem to vanish. Think back to a time of pure joy. A birthday celebration, a wedding day, a moment of triumph. These are the moments when time seems to accelerate, slipping through our fingers like quicksilver. In those precious moments, time seems to accelerate, slipping through our fingers like quicksilver. The laughter, the music, the shared happiness, all contribute to a sense of time speeding up. Hours melt away like minutes, leaving us breathless and wanting more. The sun sets, the night deepens, and before we know it, the moment has passed. These everyday time warps highlight the subjective nature of time perception. Our minds play a significant role in how we experience the passage of time. When we're bored or anxious, our minds are less engaged, leading to a perception of time dragging on. The seconds stretch, the minutes feel like hours, and the waiting becomes unbearable. Conversely, when we're fully immersed in an activity or experience, our focus narrows and time seems to accelerate. Whether it's a creative endeavor, a thrilling adventure, or a deep conversation, our engagement makes time fly. The key to mastering our perception of time lies in finding balance. By engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, we can make the most of every moment, whether it feels like a sprint or a crawl. While everyday life offers glimpses of time's elasticity, there are more extreme experiences where time seems to completely distort. These are known as time expansion experiences, TEs, moments where individuals report time slowing down to an astonishing degree. Consider the case of a mountain climber who survives a near-fatal fall. In those terrifying seconds of free fall, time can seem to grind to a halt. The climber may vividly recall minute details of the experience, the rush of wind, the feeling of weightlessness, the intricate patterns of rock formations, as if these fleeting moments lasted for minutes or even hours. Research suggests that TEs are surprisingly common, particularly during life-threatening situations. Studies show that up to 70% of individuals who have experienced a traumatic event report some degree of time distortion. Section 4. The science of slow motion, decoding time's illusions. So, what's happening in the brain during these moments of temporal distortion? While the exact mechanisms are still being unraveled, neuroscientists have identified several factors that contribute to our flexible experience of time. One theory involves the neurotransmitter noradrenaline, a chemical messenger involved in our stress response. During moments of intense fear or excitement, our brains release a surge of noradrenaline. This surge is thought to enhance our sensory processing, leading to a flood of detailed memories that make the experience seem to unfold in slow motion. Another theory posits that time distortion is an evolutionary adaptation, a survival mechanism that gives us an edge in life or death situations. By slowing down time in our minds, we gain precious milliseconds to react to danger, potentially making the difference between life and death. Section 5. Altered states, altered time, the mind's hand in temporal shifts. The manipulation of time isn't limited to life-threatening situations. In our daily lives, we often experience subtle shifts in our perception of time. For instance, when we are deeply engrossed in a task or hobby, hours can pass by in what feels like minutes. Conversely, during moments of boredom or discomfort, time seems to drag on endlessly. Altered states of consciousness, induced by various means, can also profoundly affect our perception of time. These states can be achieved through meditation, the use of psychedelic substances, or even through intense physical activity. Each method offers a unique window into how our minds can bend and stretch the fabric of time. Athletes, for example, often describe entering a flow state during competition, where their sense of time becomes fluid. This phenomenon, often referred to as being in the zone, allows them to perform at their peak. In this state of heightened focus and concentration, time seems to slow down, allowing them to react instinctively and with precision. This altered perception of time can be the difference between winning and losing in high-stakes competitions. The ability to manipulate time perception is not limited to athletes. Artists, musicians, and other creatives often report similar experiences when they are deeply immersed in their work. This state of flow can lead to extraordinary levels of productivity and creativity. Psychedelic substances, such as LSD and psilocybin mushrooms, are well known for their ability to induce profound alterations in time perception. These substances can create experiences where time stretches, bends, or even seems to dissolve entirely. Users often report that time stretches, bends, or even seems to dissolve entirely, replaced by a sense of timeless eternity. These experiences can offer deep insights into the nature of consciousness and the fluidity of time. Users often report that time stretches, bends, or even seems to dissolve entirely, replaced by a sense of timeless eternity. Even practices like meditation, aimed at calming the mind and focusing attention, can lead to subtle shifts in time perception. Meditation, in particular, has been shown to alter time perception. Practitioners often describe a heightened awareness of the present moment, where the past and future become less significant. This state of mindfulness can create a sense of timelessness and deep inner peace. Aimed at calming the mind and focusing attention, meditation can lead to subtle shifts in time perception. Experienced meditators often describe an increased awareness of the present moment, a sense of time slowing down and becoming less significant. This altered perception of time can enhance one's ability to live in the moment, reducing stress and increasing overall well-being. The practice of mindfulness, which is closely related to meditation, also encourages a focus on the present, further altering our experience of time. Experienced meditators often describe an increased awareness of the present moment, a sense of time slowing down and becoming less significant. This heightened state of awareness can lead to profound personal insights and a deeper connection with the world around us. In conclusion, the mind's ability to alter our perception of time is a powerful testament to the complexity and flexibility of human consciousness. Whether through intense focus, creative flow, psychedelic experiences, or meditative practices, our perception of time is far from fixed. It is a dynamic and malleable aspect of our reality, shaped by the intricate workings of our minds.